Welcome back to Fog Football. We're live, 20th of August 2024. It's morning time. Come on, everybody, it's morning time. How are we all doing? One fewer. That's how we're doing, but I'm sure they'll pick up. But yeah, I'm no longer up. Wee bit tired, but that doesn't stop me wanting to talk about the transfers. So yeah, I don't know how long this stream will be. We'll see how it goes. But Matt O'Reilly, Hatate could be away. Mctominay could be for Napoli. Nisbet to Aberdeen would be an intriguing one. And the Rangers aren't really doing hee-haw. So there is the gist of it. But yeah, I want to start with Kevin Nisbet. Would it be a good move for the Dons to sign Kevin Nisbet? Well, I actually want to take a wee cheeky look here at Kevin Nisbet. Because what has he actually done at Millwall? I mean, the guy's 27. I didn't think he'd be that old, to be honest, but I guess he did leave when he was like 25 or so. So is what it is. So let's see what he's done at Millwall. Everybody, he's got a value of 2.5 million. Contract runs out in about 2 years. His highest market value was at Hibs when he was 3 million. He then lost a bit of value, but he's at Millwall. What's he done for Millwall though? Let's see. Championship this season, he played 6 minutes. That is brilliant. I'm sure that's what people want to see. Hold on, let's look at his stats all seasons. Let's look at his stats all seasons. What's he done in the Championship? I'll tell you. Wait, there's no way. There's no way. Kevin Nisbet only signed for Millwall last summer. I could have sworn it was fucking ages ago. Hold on, so 5 goals in 27 games. I mean, for a striker, it's not good enough. But before anyone goes, "Oh, that's just the level of Scottish," whatever. He scored 5 goals in the 21-22 season for Hibs. So let's not go down. I can't believe it was just last summer though. Callum Patterson puts Hearts on transfer alert as Sheffield Wednesday exit beckons. Will that happen though? Will that happen? I'm not too sure. Callum Patterson, another guy that feels like he's been around about 20 years, but somehow he's still like 29 or something. Big Paul, there he goes. Hi Stevie, not sure about Nisbet, but as a proven goal scorer in Scotland, I agree. But I think it'd be a decent move for Aberdeen. I do think that. But right, so for Nisbet, we'll put a wee poll up for him. We'll give him should Aberdeen sign Kevin Nisbet? Let's see what people say to that. We'll see. Hi Stevie, to be honest, I didn't think they'll both go in this window. I'd say one at least stays for one more season. Yeah, I mean, it would be a shock for Celtic to sell both of them, but Celtic might think, with the current state, Celtic probably could afford to get rid of both of them, right, and it not really affect them too much in the league. But it would be pretty poor, I think, to sell both of them ahead of the Champions League. Celtic are much stronger with those two in it, and I don't need to say that, but it's not like if they sell Hatate and O'Reilly, they're going to whip out millions on midfielders. They're just not going to do that. But it could be that Hatate's the one to go and not Matt O'Reilly, which here pretty unexpected considering recent offence. But we'll dive into it. So Brighton make that formal bid. We don't really know what it is, but apparently, according to the Daily Mail, so take it with a pinch of salt, Brighton are prepared to shatter the 25 million Scottish transfer record Arsenal paid Celtic for Tierney to land midfielder Matt O'Reilly and are confident of securing a deal to land the 23-year-old from the Scottish champions. Now, this according to HITC, Brighton have agreed personal terms in principle with Matt O'Reilly, but are now negotiating a fee with Celtic, who want a club record of 25 million plus an additional 5 million in add-ons for the midfielder. So that would take you up to 30 million. That's a lot of money there, isn't it, for Brighton? And know what's mad though, right, about Brighton? So they signed Ferdi Kadioglu yesterday. Wait, actually, no, they've targeted him. Sorry, no, they've signed Georgino Rutter for Leeds, 40 million forward. I've never heard of him. It's scary what players go for in the Championship. I mean, 40 million from a guy for Leeds. I've no idea who he is. On it, it's just mental. But yeah, so Celtic, they want 30 million. That would obviously shatter the transfer record. You know, if Celtic got 30 for O'Reilly, when would a Scottish champion, a Scottish Premiership transfer record be broken? Honestly, it would probably be a good few years. You know, you need someone young providing the stats that O'Reilly was providing to really do it, and they don't come around all that often. Blue Mac, good player Nisbet on his day, but too injury prone. I agree. He's far too injury prone. Matt O'Reilly is most definitely heading off this week. Well, that seems to be the general consensus. You know, we're at Atlanta. You kind of got the vibe that they were never going to pay what Celtic wanted, regardless of their 5 bids. With that Premier League money, Brighton could literally put 50 million in for O'Reilly, and it wouldn't really change much. It's just how scary it is. But yeah, 30 million. I don't think many people are going to complain. What is that about England Championship? Scored like 8 in 51 games for Leeds. Well, there you go. I said last season, right? 27 games, Nisbet got five goals, right? Did you try to tell me that Kevin Nisbet is going to go to Aberdeen for 40 million? Obviously, Aberdeen don't have 40 million, but it's ridiculous, man. The prices are absolutely inflated. Oliver skipped to Leicester for 25 million. What the fuck's that about? The guy's pish. Honestly, just weird. Weird. Anyway, what else have we got? If Brighton secure the signing of Matt O'Reilly for Celtic, Napoli are ready to proceed with the capture of 23-year-old Scotland midfielder Billy Gilmore. So that's according to Fabrizio Romano. That's a pretty good source. I feel your pain, Stevie, but good to see you again. Brilliant, JJ, isn't it? Pain here. I'm sitting here talking about all these other teams' transfers, and Rangers aren't linked with anybody. Soul destroying. It's no, but it's mental, right? It's like even Aberdeen are linked with signing Nisbet, and Rangers aren't. And I'm not saying Nisbet would come into Rangers and lay the smack down, but fuck me, man. I think he could do something. It would be. We need something, man. We do. We're linked with no one. It's actually tragic. It's tragic. A left back for Croatia. That worked out all right the last time, didn't it? What about Hatate, though? So Leicester City are among the clubs monitoring Celtic midfielder Rio Hatate, and the 26-year-old Japanese international is keen on a move to the Premier League this summer. Well, there's also interest for Spain and Italy. That could be a non-starter. You hear that every week, man. Oh, Brighton want Hatate, Leicester want Hatate, Southampton want Hatate. At least with O'Reilly, like there's bids coming in and shit. Talks are being had. Fulham have conceded defeat in their attempt to sign 27-year-old Scotland midfielder Scott McTominay from Manchester United, and instead agreed a deal for Sander Berg for 20 million plus 5 million in bonuses. That Sander Berg guy, another guy should know that good. Would Rangers get anything for Gilmore moving? We might get something. I think it might be. Is it around $1 million? I don't know. Actually, I don't think we do. I think they gave us like $1 million. I honestly couldn't tell you. Looking at some of these prices, Celtic should be getting 35 million for O'Reilly. Yeah, you know what? I know it's the league though. It's a stereotype of no one goes for much in our league, but you're right. The prices are a fucking joke, man. They are. Football's broke. It is. Not broken. It's broken. Not broke. No money. It's too much money. It's a joke with people. You know, once upon a time, like, see if you signed somebody for 40 million, they were fucking world class. You know, like literally world class. You know what I mean? You always think of Ozil going to Arsenal for 42.5 million. It's like, oh, Arsenal have broke the bank. Arsenal have broke the bank, and now it's just, well, tragic, isn't it? Wish there was a cap of buying prices and wages. I wish so too. There should be. Serious question. The Rangers have to do a fire sale to stay afloat. Yo, they don't have to do a fire sale to stay afloat, but they need to do a fire sale to sign players. So if that's what you're meaning by afloat, then technically, yes. but the Rangers need to do it. The only way we will ever get the right money for players up here is teams doing what Celtic are doing with O'Reilly. I reckon Aberdeen should have done the same with Mioski, to be honest. Yeah, but I think 8 million, if that's what Aberdeen could be getting, I think, it's closer to 6.8, but I think what Aberdeen got from Mioski is a good price. Honestly, could they've got more? Was he worth more? Yes. See Mioski, right? See if he hits the ground running at Girona and has like 2 great seasons. Some Premier League club will sign him for like 50 million. I think that, honestly, and people may laugh at that, but you know what? He's fucking good. And if he does it in the Champions League for Girona, he will. His price will go through the roof. I remember Figo breaking the transfer record. Yeah, a lot of players have broken the record. It's just, but you think of players, right, that went for money. Like Ronaldo, Kaká, all these players, man. It's like, what I think what broke it is Neymar to PSG. That one was just so much. Then you've got what else? Fucking Maguire, 80 million, immense. We won't let Hatate and O'Reilly go. If that happens, Lowell's house will get blown up. If Aberdeen sign, we can see Rangers finishing third. Start a save our Nuco. No way Celtic will sell both of them. They don't even need to sell any of them, and both of them seem content at Celtic. Well, that's the key thing. They do both seem content. O'Reilly, I think, since last January, is pretty much, he has dealt with the pressure of, he did say it messed with his head a wee bit, the bid for Atletico, but here, he's still playing good. Lesser men would have folded probably. But yeah, Celtic don't need to sell both of them, but money talks, and I think 30 million, I don't think many people would complain about selling Matt O'Reilly for that price. 30 million is a good price, man. It's a good price for the league. I know people will say, oh, well, this guy's worth, 40, O'Reilly's worth 60, but I don't know what it would take for someone to go for 60 million in our for someone to go for 60 million in the Scottish Premiership, you're probably looking at like a 17, 18-year-old banging about 45 goals in their debut season for one of the old firm. And even then, I think that's a push, man. They'd need to do something in Europe. You would need to have a fucking crazy season to go for that amount of money, to say the least. Some embarrassing comments, says Mick. Who? Chris Kamara? What's happening, Fog? What's happening yourself? Not much. I need to do dishes soon, so there's something that's happening. Could fuck them in the dishwasher though. It's a good price, but who do we bring in? I don't know who Celtic bring in. That's for Big Brendan to worry about. Personally, I don't think O'Reilly is worth 30 million, but Celtic would be out their heads not to accept an offer like that for anyone, to be honest. Yeah, and that's the league. The more the transfer record's broken, the more people will be likely to hold out for players. But, we'll have to wait and see. Records are meant to be broken at the end of the day. It's becoming one of those things when another club buy O'Reilly, they don't know how good he's going to be. Could be what Lewis Ferguson became or be on the bench. If he goes, I'd be happy for him. The banter years. Crazy to think Rangers bought Flo for 12 million 24 years ago. Yep. It is, because you know what? It's went backwards since then, really. Around that time, you get Celtic signing like Sutton and co. For similar fees, and it's like, I know Celtic signed Adair, but it's like that was almost like abnormal the other day. It's like Rangers signed Kent for 7.5 million. Even that just, Rangers and Celtic spending over 10 million doesn't happen. And for Rangers, I don't think it will happen anytime soon. So, but yeah, 24 years ago, long time. Would take 20 million in Sima. Lol. Well, there you go. Sima, could he? He's been frozen out. Yeah, Sima's a good player. I think most Celtic fans would take him. And it would just be another nail in Rangers' coffin this season, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be good, because this season for Rangers, man, has been absolutely one problem after another. Right, what other news have we got here? Scott McTominay doesn't want to go to Turkey. Napoli's the one he wants. Yeah, Millwall, brilliant. Millwall want Hibs centre half Rocky Bashuri for 500,000. Honestly, one of the worst defenders you'll ever see in the league, by the way. So, I don't understand what that's all about. Stonegrass Sports Director Andres Shikar has insisted they want to keep Scotland our 21-year-old right back Max Johnson. He's been linked with a move to Stoke City or Swansea. I'd take Max Johnson. I'd love to take Max Johnson at Ibrox, but it's not going to happen. Dundee need to add to their squad as it only had 4 outfield substitutes on Saturday, but manager Tony Docherty stresses he's insisting on quality rather than quantity. Michael Beale was talking shite yesterday. More shite about Beale. More shit. So Rangers paid 800,000 for Nico Raskin. This doesn't make... So hold on. Former manager Michael Beale has revealed that although Raskin was a free agent, Rangers paid 800,000 while Todd Cantwell was completely free. That's just lies. That's actually just fucking straight up lies, by the way, because... Well, I don't know what they're on about, because Cantwell's like 1.5 million. We paid fees for both. What do I make of Beale's comments? I made a vid on Beale's comments. He's a prick, saying that Gerrard was backed more than him. Let's just say Gerrard was backed more than him, right? And you look at what Beale spent last summer. He was backed. Gerrard took this club for being a laughingstock in Europe and took us competing in the Europa League, got us through all the qualifying rounds into the group stage and brought us some money into the club and upped us domestically as well. Gerrard deserved to get back, but did Gerrard get backed way more than Beale? No. But at least Gerrard fucking warranted it. Honestly, Beale's just ridiculous. Then he's talking about, oh, Clement's got it easy, he's lucky and all this shit. What? Is Sima the wee guy for Turkey? You know who Sima is? It's Abdullah Sima. That guy. The guy Alistair Johnson handballed it against. That guy. I can see Scott Wright going Dundee for some reason. Anywhere but us. The big question is, why can't Celtic Rangers replicate Celtic scout, nurture and sell on business model? Because they're shite, that's why. We couldn't run a bath at the minute. So that's probably why, to be honest. But yeah, Michael Beale, he's a fud. Sima not good enough for Celtic. Let's no kid ourselves. Seema's good. The one area where Celtic's weak's down the wings. If you wouldn't take Sima over Mikey Johnston and players like that, then, you know, Seema's better than Luis Palma. Luis Palma's been a fucking flop for Celtic. And I actually wanted him when Rangers were linked, so is what it is. Is what it is. Right, how long are we going? 17 minutes. I think we'll go 30 minutes. Feel your pain. It's great. It's acceptance these days, JJ. Pain will probably be coming in the next couple of weeks, so I would say, I only see Rangers when we play them, to be honest. It sounded like you had to convince yourself there, but what other news is there? I mean, there's not much really floating about. You know, Rangers got their steel delivered yesterday. Chelsea spent another 42 million on João Felix. They're just fucking mental. I remember Sedan went for 46 at Real. Figo went for 8 million. Nowadays, you're looking at a shite 18-year-old going for 100 million. Yep. That is just the state of it at the end of the day. It's scary, man. It's, you know, I see, like 10 years ago, right? It was even a shock when a team, like a mid-table Premier League team, fifth, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, barely spent like 15 million. Barely. I can't remember when Bournemouth did sign him, but Bournemouth signed like Jordan Ibe. And it was like fucking like 18 million. I was like, what are they doing? Mental. Same with Solanke, but Solanke's been on to Tottenham. His PR is incredible. Getting to the end of the transfer window, 5 Rangers players I want out. How much are you looking for each player? Minimum. I mean, minimum. Right. Cantwell, a couple of mil. Right. A tenner. Hadji, I wouldn't sell him, but they're going to sell him, so it's going to have to be a couple of mil. Davies, 2 mil. Matondo, I don't know what you'd get from Matondo, $1 million or something. $5 for Cantwell. Joe Biden's handler, inflation. Well, Joe Biden has been partly responsible for inflation, but yeah, I mean, I do get that. Obviously, like, you know, things, money, inflation does exist. Crisis, cost of living, all that. But it is what it is. transfer, but even before like COVID, no, transfers were still ridiculous. Would you be willing to let them go for free if you can't? No. Well, no. Well, let me answer it. I think you can get money out of Campbell and Hadji. The rest, I'm not too sure. Wright is awful. I would rip up Scott Wright's contract right now. I really, really would. Why is Hadji no playing? Because if he plays one more game, he triggers a contract extension and he gets paid $8,000 more. Hadji playing for the B team is a joke. I agree. Playing for it yesterday, wasn't he? Him and Lowry up front. It's just a mess, man. And Clement can cry all he wants about no new signings. See, at the end of the day, Clement, you're picking the team and you could pick better players at your disposal than what you've got. Realistically, Butland is probably the only range player we're able to sell because everyone else is utter pish. Campbell isn't worth a couple of million. I would load him off for free in the funds for a new player. See, when I say Campbell's worth a couple of million, I'm not talking about 8, man. I'm talking about 2 million, 2.5, 2.25, something like that ballpark. But yeah, some people might think he's not even worth that. So we'll see. That's shocking. Are they really that skint? Yes. The proof is in the pudding, right? Rangers have signed no one since Proper, and not only have they not signed anyone, we've been nowhere near linked with anyone, or that's 17 days ago. Needed the Champions League money, and we didn't get it. But I'm not going to cry about the second yellow anymore. That's done. Right? Team's not good enough anyway. Matondo's the only player you can have seemingly stay fit. Why would you sell him? Matondo's injury prone. Thanks, Stevie. I'm loving the meltdown and what's still to come. There's a lot to come. This is going to be one long fucking season. Scary to think what could happen. Not many positives, I'll tell you that much. Right, wee Lionel, you sleeping? Not anymore. You woke me up. What happened to the Champions League money when Gio was in charge? Beale spent it all. But they didn't even spend it. I mean, Gio got us in and we didn't sign anyone. And what happened to Aribo and Bassi? It's all gone, everybody. They've all pocketed it for themselves and they've had things outstanding to pay and all that shite in the stadium. Court cases, that 9.5 million. I don't know what's going to even happen there. But, we've signed a lot of players. We've had to sack a lot of managers. We've had to bring in a lot of managers. That does cost money at the end of the day. But yeah, I agree. Has all the money been accounted for? Mental. I don't know. Tavernier and Goldson took all the Mueller with their wages. Well, there you go. 2 million at most. Offload Hadji because he will do a Bobo Baldi and stay because it's big wages. What happens if Rangers win at Celtic Park? Will your prediction change? Honestly, probably not. I'll be truthful, right? Because it would just, if Rangers won, you could just view it as a one-off. Celtic could have an off day, but it could be, it could get the monkey off Clement's back, finally beating Celtic. Beating Celtic could be the catalyst. It could be the turnaround, but it's the manner of it, right? If Rangers put Celtic to the sword, right, and win like 3-0 at Parkhead, then absolutely. But if Rangers, if Celtic will go down to 10 men, 10 minutes in, which won't happen, by the way, but if it did, and then we win 1-0, scraping it, I'm not going to sit here and pretend we're world beaters. But if we put them to the sword and outplayed Celtic and destroyed them and won 3-0, I think you'd have to wake up to the idea. Maybe this Rangers team's cooking, but to be honest, it's not going to happen, right? I think at best we get a draw. Obviously, we can win. We just won't win right now. But I think recent performances against Hibs for Celtic has given me a bit of confidence because Celtic have been great in the first half, but the second half has kind of died off. So maybe if Rangers can weather the storm and hit them where it hurts, maybe we can do something. So yeah, could be worse. But I mean, honestly, I think most people are expecting like a 3-0, 4-0 Celtic win. And then you woke up and had your cornflakes. That's probably it, man. Rangers have become the new Hearts. Can't see Celtic winning or Rangers winning the Paradise, and you celebrate a draw. I mean, I wouldn't celebrate a draw, but I think a draw right now for Rangers would be a good result, and that is sad to say, but I honestly think that. I wouldn't celebrate it, but I think Rangers drawing at Parkhead on the first is a much better draw than last season. And they did a walk around for that, a free each game. That, I mean, a win would have been great for Rangers. Obviously, a win a draw was all right considering the circumstances because we nearly lost, but it wasn't good. St Johnstone, you were bouncing. Well, that's true, but here, a draw would be a good result. Would I take a draw right now in this Old Firm? I mean, probably not, because anything can happen. But realistically, we're going to be 5 points behind, and that's what's not good about it. Parkhead, what you lot doing, you will get. Stevie, you've took it out in your white bear. White bear's no here. The white bear is gone because I'm not in the same fucking house anymore. Then you woke up. Yeah, I already read that. Had to keep 11 players in the park first. Yeah, Rangers can't go 5. Rangers can't go down 5 points after 4 games. Season would be over. And I agree. You're right though, right? I've been saying the league's over since July, but if we're 5 points behind, right, after 4 games, it's done. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, say Rangers get beat, right? 5 points behind, all that good stuff, which is not good, but good for some. The next Old Firm's January. Are you trying to tell me between September and January, with the way the current 2 teams are playing, the gap won't extend? There's not a chance the gap will not extend. People need to wake up and realise that it's just not going to happen. Here's hoping the Saudis come in with that massive dough and take a few of our players. That would be great, wouldn't it? Well, if Gerrard was going to do that, he'd have done it by now. Do you think the support's willing to let Rangers become a project? Sources saying Rangers aiming for a title in 2 to 3 years. Well, no one should. No one likes hearing it. You want to win the league this year, but I think it's a bit unrealistic. I don't think it's fair to really demand a league title this season for Clement. But at the same time, you can't be playing shite all season, and that's what we've done so far. You've made a bear homeless. I hope Farr doesn't get involved in this Rangers Celtic game because the Farr is killing our game. I agree, man. I hope it's just a clean game. I honestly see last season, Connor Goldson handballs, Connor Goldson volleyball, Alistair Johnson handballs, the Lager Bielka goal. Or disallowed goal where he fucking, whatever with Dessers. I'm sick of it, It's pathetic. Farr is ruining it. Give me football with Farr. I don't mind fixing when there's no Farr in play. Of course, games don't get fixed. Do you think Celtic will get 56 before Rangers? Probably. I mean, all they need is 2 titles. And if you're writing off this season, then it's like, well, all I've got to do is 1. Yeah, I mean, it is the donkeys running far, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. 2 or 3 more is the Champions League for Celtic. They will be out of sight. Yeah, but it's qualifiers next season for Celtic. No going straight in, and that is a difference maker. I mean, this season Celtic started strong, so I think they probably would have went through in the qualifiers. But we all know Scottish teams in qualifiers just doesn't really work. So no guarantee of that money, and that I don't think it would level things out per se. But Celtic not getting Champions League money and going into the Europa League is massive for Rangers, man, because it means Celtic wouldn't spend it. But if Celtic bank their money, it means if they don't get in the Champions League for 2 to 3 years, they can save it. At least you get to watch Celtic get pumped in the Champions League. Yeah, I mean, there's positives to that, but, the coefficient's on its arse, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend I want Celtic to win 8 games. But, I think what Scotland needs in terms of coefficient is probably Celtic dropping into the Europa League. Obviously, they can't do it anymore with the whole new format, but we need wins in the coefficient. Hopefully, Hearts and Kelly can do it this week. I could honestly see Rangers winning a 2-1 or 3-2 at Parkhead, but that would derail Celtic's morale and we would kick on from that. Yeah, maybe it's all Rangers need. Maybe all this Rangers team needs is a victory. Because when was the last time Rangers beat Celtic in a meaningful game, right? It's the Scottish Cup semi-final. That's donkeys ago. That's over 2 years ago. That's fucking crazy. How can I be saying that? Over 2, I mean, we're looking at what, 20, we're looking at about 28 months ago, Rangers beat Celtic in a meaningful game. That's disgusting. That's no fucking right. That's bogging, is what that is. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable, some would say, but it's mental. bogging, you know. This Celtic team, this Celtic team don't fear Rangers. Brendan Rodgers walks in with a swagger, says what he wants. Celtic board say what they want. They answer Rangers when there's a question at their AGMs. They rip the piss out of Rangers. And you know why they rip the piss out of Rangers? Because Rangers let them rip the piss out of them. See, if Rangers were beating them to cups in leagues and beating them in Old Firms, they couldn't be ripping the piss out of them. Because Rangers would be taking a piece of the pie. But what Rangers are doing is cooking the pie for Celtic, letting them fucking eat it and doing nothing about it. Whipping out the silverware for them. Don't know if that analogy makes sense, but Rangers are just, that's not me saying, oh, it's all Rangers. But at the end of the day, Celtic have been good. But last season, everyone knows Celtic weren't that good and still walked their double because Rangers are fucking shite. It's going to be hard for both, cricket, Celtic, for both Celtic and Rangers to get Champions League. Yes, it will. The thing is, we don't get automatic qualification for Champions League winning the league, so Rangers board have no real money. Even they win the domestic title, they have to gamble it through. And that is another thing. Even if Rangers won the league this year, no guaranteed Champions League money. In the past, it's been, if you win, man, you'll get the Champions League guaranteed money and you can put a massive gap. That was what we heard, right? Rangers won 55. Then it was like, right, if you build on that, Rangers can get the guaranteed Champions League money for years to come. And the arse didn't get it. Shite. I like playing Rangers because they don't sit back and they try and go for it. It just plays in the Celtics' hands. Celtic, reality is what it is. Qualifiers, lol, the debacle with the fans is ruining our game. I've watched Celtic 42 years and I think it's bad now. Should have seen the 80s. Mental patient Ramsey. I'm in prison. This is my hell. Everybody. But we've been going for 31 minutes. My back's going. I need to go do the dishes. That's where we're going to end it, everybody. Yeah, Beale did beat them, but meaningful. Yes, we'll use that term loosely. But anyway, guys, there'll be more fids throughout the day. Till next time, your thoughts down below, and peace.